To use DTOC and insulin for live program, we need to enter lmis.gov.pk/dtoc in the URL and we'll get this credential screen. Here we'll enter the username first and after that we'll put the password and click login. Now we'll get the dashboard or the main screen. On the dashboard we can see there are stock status, and if we scroll down we can see the details of stock status and announcements. So if we talk about the dashboard, here we can see there are the 10 centers, and as we can see the first one is Ayub Teaching Hospital, and we can see the medicines that are stocked in the hospital. So we can see that there is only COVA in 80 mg over there in the hospital. And if we talk about DHQ Mansera, we can see there are 80 mg COVA medicine 3410, and Actropad we can see it's minus 54, so it's in negative, so and so on. Here we can see the announcements of the project, what is going on. So we can see this in Super Admin on 11th Jan. We can see detox test announcement was done by LMIS. So going in the manage patients first, if a user want to register a patient, he'll have to click. You have to click here, and here we will get the form where we can see there's a MR number which is auto generated. Next one is CNIC. Here a user have to enter a CNIC. For example, if I enter a number here, so what's the name of the patient? So is the person male or female? So the next one is CNIC of father, guardian, husband. So full name of the father. Province could be Punjab, Sindh, KP or Balochistan. So here we can select a district. So what's the tehsil? So here we see select the suburb, or we can see UC. So what's the address if we need to write, what's the marital status of the patient, and what's his date of birth, for example, and the mobile number at the end. And the user can also upload a picture of the patient. So the next part is diabetic information. Here we can see since when he is a diabetic. So we can write 1st January 2021, and how long he has been using insulin since. We can write it down from 1st of this month. So newly diagnosed, insulin 1, select any. 2, type 1, newly started. Daily units, a doctor can recommend 10, daily units 10. Remarks, any of them, or we can select anything. User can connect any of the options. Complications, maybe ED, or we can try stroke. Documentation status, we can write CNIC submitted as of now, and we can save only option right now. We can click save and issue insulin, and we can save and register new patient. Alright, so the next module of this project is search patient. So if we want to find a patient which we just entered, or in the history of the system, we can write it down, for example Ajmal, and click search. So now we know there was a patient that was entered in the system, Mr. Ajmal Hussain. We can see his MR number, NIC number, mobile number, type, and what action we really want at the moment. So we can edit the details, we can issue insulin, we can view and print his record, and we can also see his history. Alright, so the next module of this project is stock management. So stock management, the first thing in it is stock issue to patients. So if we enter here, we can find a patient via MR number, patient name, mobile number, or CNIC. So if we enter Ajmal here and search, we can see the details of the patient, and here we can click here on issue insulin, and insulin will be issued. So acknowledge receiving is the next module of this project. So here we can approve a record. So for example, if we can find a transaction number, we can find it here if we write, for example, 0037. So we get two results, and we can click here and approve record. So the next one is stock issue search. So if we want to find a person, we can manually look for it, or we can just write it down and search for him. For example, if we start searching for Ajmal, so we can see if how much quantity is issued to Ajmal Hussain. So here we can see for 80 mg Kova, batch number GP1204, 20 insulins are being issued already. So the next part is stock receipt search. Here we can see how much stock is received. So here we can see the transaction number, reference number, and on what date it was received, who was the supplier, what's the product name and batch number, and what's its expiry, and lastly what quantity was it. So here we can see it's 6,255. So that was all about stock management. So the last module of the project is reports. So the first thing in report is stock on hand report. Here we can find, for example, if we want to find a specific medicine, we can write claim right. So here we can see in SGTGTH SWAT, we can see the generic name of the medicine, and what's the item name, and what's the batch number, and what's its expiry, along with this quantity which is available. So here we can find the details by just writing a name of a medicine or a generic name. So the next thing is stock issuing report. So if you want to find a report, we can for example, if a person wants a report from mid 2020 till mid of this year, we can just search it and we can find the details. So we can see the issuance number, from where it is issued, and to whom the medicine is issued, and what was the date. So we can find all the details of it by just searching for it. So stock receive report. Here we can again we can just select a date from a calendar. We can write 1st July 2020 till 1st July 2021. So we can search it and we'll get the results. Here we can see the transaction number, from where it was received, and to whom is given, and the transaction date. So yes, that was all about DTalk program KP.